Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, I want to talk about something I tried to do yesterday, but I failed. Yesterday, I was in the process of installing the green lights in the wheel wells and up in the front grille, which, by the way, I got it all done. But when I started doing it, apparently the weather wasn't cooperating with me at all, and it would rain, then it would stop. It would rain, then it would stop. It got annoying. So ultimately, I didn't want to keep bringing the camera out in the rain. I didn't want to keep doing that. And then to top it off, I was trying to figure out where to put the wires, where to run the wires, how to connect them. And amongst all doing that, I completely forgot to record a lot of the work that I did. So I got the majority of the way through it and decided, screw it. I mean, I'm this far and I haven't shown you guys how I started it, and I said forget it. So anyway, unfortunately that video is not going to be coming up because I didn't do it. Well, I started it, I got little bits and pieces, but y'all really can't see how I did the install. But what I'll do is I'll tell you how I did it. I mean, I know I can't show you how I did it, but I guess the least thing I can do is I can tell you how I did it. Oh man, I just hopped back in the truck after making this delivery, and there's definitely one feature that I really like about this truck, and that the air conditioning system works beautifully. I mean, it works really good. I got in here, I was like, whoa, I gotta turn this off. Starting to nip here. Alright guys, so I have pulled over here to a parking lot, so let me show you what I did. Come with me. Alright, I've already popped the hood. Well, underneath here there were a bunch of wires and stuff. This here I plan on cleaning up because that goes to trailer brake system, which I don't tow trailers with this truck very often, so I may actually be removing that. And besides, I don't haul anything that heavy. But the wires that go up through the firewall through a grommet up here, you probably can't see it very well. The switch I use is the pre-existing one that was already in the truck. Actually, I installed that one, so it's a little bit aftermarket. From the outside of the truck, you really can't see the lights themselves. You just can't. I'm not done under here. I still need to get zip ties and wire loom, because this wire that's back here is still loose and it's just free. I don't like that, and I'm gonna actually remount this. But I went ahead and I ran the wire all back here, because once it's done, it's gonna be all tucked away. You're not gonna be able to see it. But I ran the wire all behind this, under each wheel well. If you look, you can't see a light. There's no light there, but you gotta get up underneath it, and then there it is. You got one there, and it's symmetrical on the other side, the exact same spot. Throwing this wire through here, where did that come from? No. Right. I still gotta clean all that up. Yesterday sucked. I was working in the rain for most of the day, and that just was very unpleasant. See this here? Again, I mean, it looks like a mess, but it's because I don't have wire loom right now. But I came up through the wheel well. Once again, you can't see it unless if you look for it. That's my style. I took the actual wire itself and I ran it along the frame, all up underneath by the fuel rail. And I'm not gonna crawl under the truck. Just trust me, it's there. But I came through between the cab. I mean, it's pretty much the only place I'm able to do it. See a little red and black wire? Yeah, I was able to come through the frame there, and then it feeds out here, and I shot it through the frame to the other side to turn on the other light. Now here, if you look, you can't see a light. There's nothing here, but it's there. Now I'm not done, because I don't like exactly how much light it's putting out. I actually really would like to have more. So what I'll end up doing is probably putting 2 more on either side, and then probably 1 more on either side for the front. And then as you can see, it came through the frame over there, and it goes up on the inside of this wheel well, not the outside of the wheel well where the bed of the truck is. This is the inside, and then again it's mounted up here. So but once you're outside of the truck, like in a little car, you can't see the lights, or you can't see the light bulbs. That's my installation. I like to put things in a vehicle where it either A, it looks stock, or B, it looks like it just belongs there, you know. And I don't like doing crappy work. But right now I don't have wire loom, and I need to get wire loom. The second thing I wanted to do today, which is one of the reasons why I'm out and about and I'm not Ubering. I actually stopped Ubering because I realized I have the time, I've got the tools, sort of, and I might as well, since I didn't get much of a chance to make better video. I am going to fix the piping that goes from my oil inlet on my engine to my intake manifold, my coulter intake. There's supposed to be a pipe that's there in between that collects any oil, any atomized oil that floats around in the engine whenever you have blow-by. Maybe if you have blow-by. But oil vapors float around in your engine, and they find their way in that little hose, and then they go back into the intake so they can be reburned as part of your emissions. Well, the previous owner of this decided to slap a short ram air intake on this truck, and decided to pinch that hose in half and put a zip tie on it. I'll show you guys here momentarily, once I get over here to the other AutoZone. Well, it's supposed to be a hose that connects those two, and they completely eliminated those. Now, you can cap off that hose on the intake manifold. You can do that, but on the other hand, on the other side, you got to put an oil catch can, because those oil vapors eventually collect and they become a larger volume of oil, which will splatter all over the inside of your vehicle, all over the not vehicle, all over the inside of your engine, like it's doing mine. I have a brand new engine, guys, and I'm tired of it getting dirty. So right now I'm on my way over to go get a 5/8 inch heater hose pipe, or heater hose, and I'm going to connect both ends and call it a day. No more oil leakage. Okay folks, let me show you what I'm talking about. Alright, I don't know if I've showed you. I know I showed my girlfriend and explained it to her, but the hose that I'm talking about is right here. It's this thing right here. This is supposed to connect to that, but it doesn't. The previous owner had cut the hose and they slapped on one of these little filters. Well, over time, the oil vapors from the crankcase find their way up in here, and they start eating away at your filter, and they cause it to do this crap, and then all this dirtiness. So that's oil that's coming out of here. So the other part of that is, well, two things. This is a bad design because my exhaust manifold is right here. Radiant heat floats upward and it gets sucked into my intake, which is a bad design. A coulter intake, the proper one, is supposed to come all the way over here to the sidewall, and actually collect from the furthest point of the engine, getting your true cold air. This is a ram air, which is stupid. Not to mention this one's too small, because you can tell where they had stretched it just to fit it over my my throttle body. All right, but anyway, that's not what I'm talking about today. Is this piece of junk right here. This hose, they just like cut it off and they say, well, we can't make it reach, so we're gonna fold it in half and zip tie it and call it a day. That is not how you fix it. Do it right or don't do it at all. So let's go inside and go get some hose. Okay, so let's try it this time with the right length of hose. Before it was just a little bit too short. It's gonna be a tight squeeze, but it'll work. I'm working on a hot engine, not ideal. Push it. It's a little tip, guys. A little bit of spit goes a long way.
That's what she said. And B, I wanted it to be impressive.
Mechanic's tip. See? That worked. And then as this hose gets hot, it'll expand a little bit. Oh yeah, that's how it's supposed to work. Alright. It's supposed to connect here, hose wraps around and goes in the intake here. That's how that's supposed to work. So let's put the hose clamps on and get back on the road. Okay, so before we get back on the road, let me explain something. Don't do this. Don't ever do this. Like your intake and shit, any hoses, don't kink them and then zip tie them and call it good. That's not the way to do it, guys. And then if you have anything oil related, mind you, this filter was sealed. It is no longer sealed. Oil breaks seals apart. That's what it's for. So don't do this. That's half-assing it. If you're gonna do something, do it right or don't do it at all.
It's a party over here. Bring your people to the other side. Take them back roads. You might wanna bring your